43 wins, 20 brutal knockouts, and 4 Grand Prix championship wins. At 7'1", with a wingspan of 88 inches, Semmy Schilt made heavyweight legends like Badr Hari and Remy Bonjasky look like amateurs with his godlike power and strength. In this video, we're going to show you the brutal knockouts that established Schilt as the GOAT of K1 kickboxing. Let's go. Schilt's first recorded kill was against Inglaube Feitosa, who waltzed into the finale on a wave of luck, but his good fortune was over. Schilt wasted no time, landing a lightning-fast front kick that sent Feitosa into panic mode. Feitosa clung to whatever hope he had left, but Schilt was like an unstoppable boulder. The boulder ultimately crushed Feitosa with a massive knee that knocked him out cold before he hit the rope. The victory was Schilt's ticket to the big leagues and a statement that kicked off one of the most unstoppable runs in K1 history. In 2006, Schilt was back turning heads and knocking out opponents like it was just another Tuesday, and this career chapter started with a qualifier against Bjorn Breggy, who tried to bully the giant early. But with all that speed and no real plan, Breggy crashed straight into the high tower. Breggy managed to recover, but Schilt sent him crashing with another flurry. Breggy was too tough for his own good, and a third and final knockdown was served on a golden platter. Schilt's streak of legend killings continued in the quarter-finals against Jerome Labana, who was given a taste of those thudding kicks early. Schilt continued to hammer Labana with devastating kicks. In round 2, Schilt zeroed in on Labana's head with surgical precision and ultimately forced the veteran to take a knee. By round 3, Labana had no choice but to hurl the kitchen sink at his foe. But despite Labana's last-ditch heroics, Schilt closed round 3 with a scorching combo that sealed the deal. In the semi-finals, Schilt squared off against another legend, Ernesto Hoos, who had already tasted defeat at the hands of the towering Dutchman just a year prior. The winner stormed out, hammering Hoos with kicks to the head and body. Schilt then turned up the heat and added crushing knees into the mix. In round 2, Schilt continued to launch ballistic kicks and nuclear right hands. In the third stanza, Schilt's assault got a lot more violent, and Hoos had little answer to the madness. After 3 rounds of a grueling showdown, Schilt punched his ticket to his second straight K1 World Grand Prix final, where waiting for him was legendary compatriot Peter Aerts, opening with an explosive charge. Peter made his intentions crystal clear that he was bringing the fight to Schilt, but the high tower stood tall. Early in round 2, Schilt caught Aerts cold with his combos. But Aerts was equally up to the humongous task. Knowing he needed a miracle in the final stretch, Aerts charged into round 3, putting it all on red. Despite throwing punches that could rattle the earth itself, Aerts couldn't topple the skyscraper as Schilt cruised to victory, claiming his second World Grand Prix tournament with a dominant victory. A few months after clinching his second consecutive Grand Prix, Schilt was back in the ring, ready to run it back with the angry Ray Sifo for the 2007 K1 Super Heavyweight title. The feisty pitbull struck first, rocking Schilt with a fiery combo that sent a jolt through the Dutchman. Sifo followed up with more nuclear rights and lefts in the hope of sending the Dutchman into orbit. And he nearly did that, flooring Schilt with a crunching left hook that cracked open the earth beneath Schilt. But just as it seemed Sifo was on the brink of victory, Schilt mounted one of the most iconic comebacks in kickboxing history. Later that year, Schilt returned to the K1 World Grand Prix with the aim of making lightning strike thrice, but standing in his way was the rock-hard Paul Slowinski, who quickly tasted the force of Schilt's missiles. Slowinski bounced back like a rubber band, firing off a lightning-fast combo that Schilt couldn't help but nod at. Schilt then unleashed a combo of his own, capping it off with a brutal knee. The nightmare for Slowinski was over. In the semi-finals, Schilt faced old foe Jerome Labana, who had paid the price for keeping it long with Schilt in the previous year's Grand Prix. So this time around, he came out raging. As the seconds ticked by, it seemed like Labana had finally cracked the code. Labana was cruising, but he got greedy and ran mouth first into a tasty knee. Labana caught a break from the bell, but Schilt's chopping low kicks kept raining down.
Labana trying to find that left hand. Backs up.
Eventually, one too many of Schilt's kicks sent the Frenchman crumbling.
The right knee of Labana, and Semmy Schilt take it. Tow's going to be thrown in. Tow's going to be thrown in. Labana's back to his feet. He's a warrior, and the crowd are giving it up for him. There goes the towel. The towel has been thrown in on Labana. He limps back to his corner.
In the 2007 final, Schilt once again faced Peter Aerts, and the two titans kicked things off by exchanging thunderous low kicks before serving each other a barrage of leather. In the heat of the battle, Schilt dropped Aerts with a brutal low kick. The veteran managed to pull himself up from the wreckage, but Schilt chopped the tree down. Schilt cruised through to another dominant victory, stamping his authority once again as the undisputed king of K1 Grand Prix. However, the giant hit a slump as he was knocked out of the 2008 Grand Prix in the first round, and also lost a heavyweight title fight against Badr Hari. Many thought it was over for the legend, but Schilt was entering his second prime. In the opening round of the 2009 Grand Prix, Schilt faced Daniel Guita in what was an all-out war. Round one was a fiery clash of will and skill, with Schilt marching forward, while Guita unleashed threatening right hand. Schilt stormed into round two, using his legs as baseball bats. Guita still managed to steal the spotlight with a clean strike. Round three was a one-man show, with Schilt battering, bloodying, and eventually dropping Guita.
2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Gita endured the storm and made it to the bell, but Schilt's third-round rampage sealed his ticket to the next round, where he beat Alexei Ignashov, bad boy of kickboxing, Badr Hari, who had sent Hightower to Dreamland in less than a minute just a few months before, one throne, as he wanted more glory. In 2012, the Dutch giant made his highly anticipated debut in Glory Kickboxing, where he beat the fearsome Errol Zimmerman to win the Glory Heavyweight title. Later that year, Schilt entered the Glory Heavyweight Grand Slam tournament, where he faced the gritty Bryce Guidon in the first round. Guidon fought valiantly in the first round, throwing bombs. By round 2, Guidon already showed signs of giving up, and Schilt made sure to capitalize. To his surprise, Guidon managed to rise, but Schilt quickly put him in a deep slumber.
Early stages of this tournament with one knockdown. There's a second knockdown, and this fight is over.
Yeah, he's not getting up. Over.
So 2 knockdowns in a round.
2 knockdowns in a round and the fight.
In the quarter-finals, Schilt took on a rising model, Rico Verhoeven, and beat him on all ends. In the semi-finals, Schilt eased past Turkish Tyson Gökhan Saki using his massive frame and technical prowess. In the grand finale of the tournament and his career, Schilt again squared off against Daniel Gita, who ate a nasty combo nice and early. Gita matched Schilt's fury and fired back with explosive strikes. Schilt made the next move in this back-and-forth brawl.
Schilt comes forward, the kick, takes a nice one-two combination.
And Gita reacted befittingly.
Stuck against.
Then, like a closing chapter in a tale of a legend, Schilt landed the final blow of his career, a head kick that sliced through Gita and put the daylight between Schilt and the rest of the heavyweights.
Gita's struggling to get back to his feet. And the fans here at the Saitama Super Arena applaud the efforts of Gita, but the referee is stopping them.
Schilt closed out his legendary career with yet another flawless tournament victory. His final triumph wasn't just a victory, but a declaration that he was the greatest heavyweight kickboxer of all time. What we didn't uncover until now, though, was Schilt's upbringing that made him a legend. Schilt's potential for violence early on was first recorded when he faced Manabu Yamada. The bout took place in 1996 and was a David versus Goliath affair due to the size difference between the two. Schilt had to rely on body kicks and knees to keep his wrestling-friendly foe at bay. On the mat, Schilt used his size to outmuscle and outmaneuver his tiny foe. And just 5 minutes in, Schilt short-circuited Yamada's brain with brutal knees. After beating the brakes off Yamada, Schilt finished him with a rear naked choke.
Oh, he's on that. And Yamada has tapped.
In the next couple of years, Schilt competed 11 more times, and in the summer of 1998, the Dutchman faced Guy Mezger for the second time in their careers. In their first fight, Mezger managed to win by a decision, but Schilt was better prepared for the second run-in, as he forced his Mezger into panic wrestling with nuclear punches and kicks. Mezger wasn't about to engage in a slugfest with the Dutch powerhouse. Mezger tried to dance around danger, using every trick in the book to avoid Schilt's thunderous fists, but it was all in vain. Although Schilt was building a name for himself, it wasn't until 2005, when Schilt stepped into the K1 World Grand Prix qualifying tournament, that he began to cement his legacy. He faced the Czech Republic's handsome brawler, Petr Vondracek. Schilt tamed the little beast with his long levers. Vondracek kept swinging for the fences in round 2, desperately hoping to land a Hail Mary in the Super Bowl, but a kick to the liver had him running for his life.
Well, it must have really hurt. He made the classic mistake of a fighter. You cannot show when you're hurt to the body.
Vondracek managed to hang on, but Schilt stormed through his defenses without mercy.
He is clearly hurt, putting up his hands. Schilt doing well, going up high before going.
And Vondracek had no option but to fold like a lawn chair. In the next round in Paris, Schilt squared off against hometown hero Freddie Camayo, who was bulldozed into a corner as soon as the fight began.
Oh, that kick landed.
By the midpoint of round 1, Schilt had found his rhythm.
Oh, kick lands again by Schilt.
Yeah, he has to try something.
Camayo continued to dance to the Dutchman's tune for as long as he could.
Yeah, Freddie looks confused right now.
But it was all a race against time as Schilt's kicks ticked like a countdown of doom. In the final of the Paris leg, Schilt faced Naufal Benazouz, who was kept at bay with every well-timed kick. The Moroccan couldn't close the distance, and he was more like a fly buzzing around a windshield.
Tall order, 6'11" tall.
Once Schilt was warmed up, he let his boxing combinations flow. Early in round 2, Schilt unleashed a monstrous right hand that cracked Benazouz. The Moroccan wisely decided it was time to submit. After his brutal victory over Benazouz, Schilt was set to face the Brazilian powerhouse Glauber Feitosa in the 2005 K1 World Grand Prix qualifying match. The size difference between Schilt and Feitosa was almost laughable. Schilt used his size advantage to perfection, feeding Feitosa a buffet of knees and combos. Feitosa had his moments too, but trying to avoid with Schilt's barrage of strikes was suicide for anyone. By the third round, the fight had devolved into a chaotic slugfest, with both men swinging like monkeys with gloves on. Feitosa fought like a warrior, throwing everything he had in his tank, but Schilt was a different beast altogether, and he convincingly marched on to the main round of the 2005 K1 World Grand Prix, where he faced the PFL genius Ray Sefo in the quarter-finals. Right from the start, Schilt used his massive size advantage and constantly front-kicked Sefo to keep him at bay. But Sefo still pushed forward. Schilt wasn't about to get dragged into a slugfest, so he used his reach like a barrier. Sefo might have had a few surprises up his sleeve, but Schilt's range and power got to Sefo. After 3 rounds of war, Schilt advanced to the semi-finals, where things got a lot more interesting against Remy Bonjasky, who was welcomed with a storm of kicks, knees and punches. Bonjasky was more than happy with being a punching bag against Schilt. And that ultimately led to his short and sweet downfall. What do you guys think of Semmy Schilt? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.